Well, hello. Today is the 23rd of September. It's the first day of cardboard project. So I guess I'm just gonna go through my thoughts of what I did today. Yeah, so I started doing this mind map, and this idea came to me pretty much as soon as I got home from school. I was wondering, I should do something, aimed at young girls, but like, how do I make it not boring? I was like, well, girls, what do girls like? Makeup, hair, clothes. We hate periods, but we also love them, because that means that we can fulfill our rightful goal and give birth. Well, what's the best part of being a woman? Not just the most bad bits. I decided friendship, and intelligence, and we're pretty smart. We use our brains sometimes, guys. With the world being the way that it is, and constantly shoving sex in everyone's faces, so that kind of started this whole idea about the male gaze, which comes up quite often in our work, I guess. Like, why is it that women should only be sexy for men, when actually, in reality, or at least in my experience, women enjoy being sexy for each other. You go to the club and you're just there with the girls and you want to dress up and be attractive, and then if someone approaches you, no, like, ew. Valentine's Day, like, obviously Foz said no cliche. If he sees a heart, I think he'll kill me. Okay, well, if Valentine's Day is how we're going with this, then I can at least make that about something funny, like women getting drunk and eating chocolate and talking shit. Which, I mean, that sounds like a Friday night, but we need a special day to celebrate our friendship. So what I did was, I first went to Scribbler. I looked at their cards, very comedic. Mind you, I love a good pun. And I think that's probably my favourite thing about this project, is that I just get to make puns. So, really enjoyed how minimal and boring they were. I was like, oh, thank God I'm doing this. If I just scribbled a solid colour, did the lasso tool and called it a day, and said, pop some bubbles. If I could make money doing that, I'd be so happy. But thank God the world has artists like me who need to ruin everything with overcomplicating shit. I was done at Scribbler. I was like, yep, I'm going to do something with puns or comedic language. And then my next stop was Ann Summers, once I realised I was going to probably go with the whole female empowerment shizzle, which I said really confidently. So yeah, I went to Ann Summers looking like an absolute weirdo, just like, but that was fun. I spoke to one of the ladies. She offered me help, and I was like, I'm here for female liberation. If I look like a weirdo, I'm sorry. And it made her laugh, so that's good. And yeah, I got pictures of like lots of the bras and lingerie, and I also took pictures of some of their sex toys as well. Not because I was particularly thinking of making a card about sex toys, but I thought, well, the design and colours are really genius, because who's their primary audience? Women. Who's my primary audience? Young women. And yeah, I mean, the sex toys were like, they just had them out in the open for you to touch. I got to touch a butt plug. That was fun. Check it. It's so sparkly and beautiful. I can see the appeal. I thought that what's kind of happening now for women is they're being sold clean lines, pink as hell, and that comes in a variety of forms, but particularly in vibrating clicky things. What did I do next? Oh, I took pictures of like all the packaging. I thought that was really cool, like how they're selling it. Oh, and then I went to another. It was like some home decoration, like boohoo shit, and I looked at their cards they had in there. Then I went to Boots to look at tampons and sanitary products, but I couldn't find any. I was like, this shit better not be on the second floor because I'm not going all the way up there. It was so busy. So I just took pictures of perfume and makeup products, ones that were like pink and red, but also were selling themselves like very cheesy, like marketing lines. Some of my favourite marketing lines. I wrote this shit down. I got here and wrote down all of the cheesy liners. Make me blush. Season of scent. Merry Mistmas. Prep, set and pop. Cheerful cheeks. I mean, like, this is like, what, a Christmas card. Yeah, I took pictures of the tampons and the pads and stuff they had there. No Diva cups, so that was weird. And then I have used Flow before. Flow is a tampon brand that are like organic. I have used them before, and I had no idea their marketing was as cracked up as they are. Okay, let me read you some of the lines they put on their products. Okay, this whole page, 100% organic cotton tampons with silky, smooth, yes, applicators. Brilliantly organic tampons. Okay, this is the first time I've ever been complimented by a tampon. Hello, gorgeous. Fancy some 100% organic cotton tampons? And then they had a list of the ingredients, and at the end of it, it said 100% sass. What? What the fuck? At Flow, we keep it 100% committed to girls' health, education, plus economic empowerment. They just switch it up so quick. They switched up the language. They're like, yeah, we're so down with it. We're Flow. We don't give a fuck. And then it's health, education, economic empowerment. And then back to silky soft. I mean, that says it all. I mean, that's not even some of the worst ones, but Jesus Christ. So I got back from that endeavour, and I was like, okay, what do I do with this? So I just started putting my photos on a board, because I had a loose idea of what I wanted to do. So I knew one of my cards was gonna be your first period. So, congratulations, you're a woman now. Some of the lines I've come up with so far are, welcome to womanhood, please don't hurt me. You've got your period, enjoy being a bitch and getting away with it. And don't be sad, you'll be sadder when it's gone. That one's the least funny, it's about menopause. And then my other one was Valentine's Day, celebrating platonic love and getting wasted, which is, my favourite thing to do. I haven't come up with any lines for that one yet. And then for the loss of virginity one, which is a stupid term, by the way. So I was like, okay, well, popping cherry or deflowering. Like, all of these sound weird. Popping cherry genuinely sounds like the least rude or least dehumanizing. So I'm like, maybe I'll go with the cherry theme then, because that's quite I've seen a lot of cherries and fruits and stuff. They're quite popular on cards at the moment, so maybe I can do something with that in the design. And I'm going to incorporate the lingerie that I saw today, so maybe it'll be like a pair of cherries in a bra. It'll get a chuckle out of a yummy mummy somewhere, I'm sure. And then I was kind of thinking, how could I tie this all together? So my first thought is the colour red, because I'm grasping onto the colour red. I was like, red and pink, but I always do red and pink. It's too automatic for me now. I'm like, okay, I need to switch it up. But this whole mood board is red and pink. Everything, pretty much everything I've read out about the products, the makeup, the perfume, it's either red or fucking pink. I'm like, well, kind of got to go with red for blood. You know, that's the underlying thing here. It's got the biggest association with everything that I'm choosing to look at. So, okay, red has got to be it. So I pick up this red pen at Ryman's. I'm like, okay, me and you, buddy, we're going to see this project through. So this is my chosen weapon. I'm like, okay, we're doing pen, we're doing dry medium. I'm like, well, I could go for a bit of painting as well, but we'll see where we go with the pen. And while I'm thinking of how to link this together, I'm like, well, what style should I do? I mean, should I just do it in my style, or something, you know, sketchy and expressive, or clean lines like everyone else? But that doesn't really show off what I'm good at, like doing this lasso tool bullshit. So I'm like, okay, what's a style or art movement that's, you know, it's very women focused? And the first thing I think of is pin-up girls. I suppose I thought, well, pin-up's a bit, you know, sexist. But then I started looking into it and I was like, oh, so it's being reinterpreted for the modern woman. And even at the time, in like the 1940s, women were kind of aspiring to be, you know, sexually explorative and confident while thinking they're beautiful. So I was like, hell yeah, let's do a pin-up style. I guess I don't really know 100% how I'm going to do this yet. But let's feature girls. Because I also noticed that nudity on birthday cards and stuff is becoming quite normal. Like, I'm not saying I'm going to go full nude. And I don't want to over-sexualize the you got your first period one. Because, well, you're meant to be 13 when you get that. And that's weird. But as long as they're clothed, it's fine. It's fine. The other ones will be nude, probably. Or at least near fucking nude. And yeah, I was looking at the work of Vargas, big pin-up artist. I was like, yes, this is probably the way to go. So I've done a bit of research on him and, you know, his life. So I guess the main thing I've got to worry about now is getting some live drawing done. Just getting poses done, anything, like just do a bunch of drawings. And then going over the drawings with my red pen. My trusty red. So that's my plan for right now. So I need to go home and do that. Anyway, hopefully I'll keep up with doing these. This wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So I look forward to catching you up next week. Thanks for watching my vlog. I hope it was a great time. Okay, I was hoping to be doing this at uni today, but turns out classes are shut on the weekends, so yes. But hey, at least I got a good walk out of it. Oh, and I went to the crafts fair. I got some cute little things for my housemates. I got Heather a little guitar made out of a Fanta can, because, you know, save the environment. And she also plays guitar and loves Fanta. So I was like, this is literally her. She's addicted to Fanta. I mean that very much. It's quite worrying, really. I got Rahima this little gecko-y newt thing. Or salamander. It's quite sweet. Today, I'll be working from home. I have very limited supplies here, as well as zero access to my work that I did on Friday.
which is my fault. I should have scanned it and put it on OneDrive, but I said no. I simply must go to work. At least now I know I can't come in on weekends, so I guess I'll have to come in early. So I really should figure out a timetable. Okay, well, this is what I'm working with. Create gave me this sketchbook of black paper, and so today I thought I'd work on the imagery on the back and inside of the cards. I'm really not giving this the right approach, I realised. This was meant to be done so that it was a card every day, and I'm approaching it like it's a 3-week project. But I've committed now, so I may as well polish this as much as I can. I don't even have my sketchbooks. Like, I don't even have my notebook. So this is probably the biggest mistake I could have made, is that I left it at uni. My plan is that I'm going to use what reference images I have access to. So I took some of the reference images when I did the live drawing with my fat mates. So I'm going to use the image of them all together on the sofa, and then use that as like the little picture on the back of a card. So I'm using this back paper, and then I'm going to invert it and recolor it using the dreaded Procreate, which is getting new brushes. So I'll be able to use some new brushes soon. So I have my acrylic paint markers, and I also have a few red pens. I've got a fine liner here and a whiteboard marker. I've got my box of Ohuhu waterproof water markers, which is currently being used as a phone stand. So if the angle changes, that's why. Come on, kind of blue. Make myself useful as a project for once in a goddamn life. Nope. I ripped out all the leftover paper for a different project. That'll do. Screenshots of Pinterest. Can use that. Brief. I did have a bag of scraps, but I think I threw it all away. I knew I'd regret it. That's the thing. You always think, oh, I can use that for something. And then you need to make fucking space in your tiny ass room. And then you forget all your work at uni. Okay. Let's see what I can do. Finally, my OneDrive was being cooperative, so I managed to get my reference uploaded to my iPad, so it's a bit bigger. And I've decided to save myself time, I'm not going to bother drawing the sofa since I know I'm going to change it. So I'm drawing the girls together, but so that in Procreate I can edit on drawings of whatever sofa, because I'll play around with like shape. So I'm thinking like if the curve is on this side, the curve's inside and then follows through, then it will kind of go with her, but maybe it would look more balanced if the curve was on this side, and then I could raise her legs up. But yeah, it's going quite well. Yeah, once I get photos and all this, get it on my iPad and get it set up, it'll be good. Another thing to note quickly is that I'm using my black pen over it, so I'm actually editing my line weight as I go, because if I just do that in Procreate, I know that it won't like match the same, but at least while I'm using the pen, I can kind of use the positive and negative in my favour. So everything, well, it's not going to clean it up exactly, but when I'm cleaning it up, it won't look like too edited. I think it'll, yeah, see, it's thinning out the lines and letting me keep control of how much white I choose to keep in, which is really interesting. So I can add back a lot of the lost definition from the like scratchy, almost spongy texture. These pens aren't the best. These aren't what I should be using for this kind of work. But I don't have my white Posca, which is ideal. But I'm kind of enjoying how thick these are being. They're like giving it a lot of definition. But we'll have to see how this looks small, bearing in mind that these are going to be tiny on the back of a card, like so tiny. Maybe it's a bit of a complicated image to be put in so small, especially with how much time it might take me. But I think what's important is that I don't spend more than today doing this. Where I'm at with the actual cards is I'm on card 3 at the minute. I have all my elements set up. So by elements I mean my paper, which I've textured with. I've done several experiments. I've done gouache, watercolor, and I've used different brushes, textured brushes, on quite nice, good drawing paper. My next step is to scan those in, get the silhouette on Photoshop, try it on the different types of paper, and then once I have my silhouette sorted, then I can work on the underwear, which is what I was going to do today. I don't know how I'm going to do this in time. I'll have to do it sometime Monday. Hopefully before Foz comes round. I don't know how I let this project get away from me so quickly. Okay, so it's been a few hours. I had to take a mentee beat break. So I went to ARU to study with my roommates, and I've been reading Kate Greenaway for my dissertation. I got to page 27, so it's pretty good progress. I'll probably make a video about my dissertation as well. Yeah, this is the second one I did about the sofa. Okay. But this one's coming along really well. I'm using the Signo White because it's very similar to the gel pen I have at school, which is what I'd be using right now if I had it. Yeah, it's coming along a lot thinner, a lot more expressive. Can you see that shit? Probably not very well. But yeah, it's also let me work a bit quicker as well, because I'm more building up lines at this point instead of just working around whatever lines I put down. I guess we'll have to see which ones read better. And also I think I started drawing way too low to the bottom of the page, so now I'm like struggling to find more room when there's not going to be any. Top tip, always put your composition further up than where you think it's going to go, because most likely it's not going to be that place.
Well, now it's hard to love a woman
Oh my god, I've missed her whole arm. What do I meant to think? It's going okay. I know I keep saying that, but I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Yeah, but I'm at the point now where it's taking me about 10 minutes per drawing. So that's pretty good time. It's currently 9:21. So I reckon I've got a few good hours work left in me. Let's do it. I think my next step is to do another just mind drawing with the Signo, but then start incorporating the two. And then what I learned with editing the line weight, I think we could end up with stuff that's very interessante, dare I say. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. So I've just done this, and I think this is probably the best one I've done all day. Only thing that's kind of putting me off is her leg, and there's something quite not right happening here. But other than that, I think Heather's pretty much good. Rahima looks great. Matilda's hair is amazing. I might just keep it very similar to this. See how it's all really loose and stuff. You see that? I think it came out really well. And I've with this one I got more decorative. I was like, okay, I need to speed things up. So I added like little details to the bras and to the chocolate box and Rahima's glasses and hair, and I'm making it all a bit more detailed, and her shoes as well. And also I've given them like Marge Simpson jewellery. So she's got her necklace and her earrings there, and then Matilda's got her big bulby earrings. But yeah, I think I'm getting somewhere pretty close now. So I'm going to start on the sofas and then put this all in on Procreate, invert it, get some red on there, and that's my bit done for today. It's currently 10 o'clock at night, so I'm quite happy with where I'm at, considering it's only 4 drawings all day. But, I mean, come on. Could have been a lot. This is where I'm at with the love seat. So, I'm about to start adding shading, highlights. But, to be honest, it's kind of already looking pretty close to done. I need to edit out some of the mistakes I made, but I can change that in Procreate anyway. Is this even going to show up? Oh yeah, it does. It looks really good. Right, I'm just going to get the highlights on this chair. It's got like a really fashion illustration quality, like kind of looks like it's done in a flash. When I'm adding highlights, I'm really just looking at the curve of something. I'm just going with the shape, the beautiful shape. One thing about this project is it's been really referential, and my works, I guess you can sometimes see where I've been inspired by stuff, but I think this is probably one of the works that I've been most inspired by. Well, one of the artists I'm really inspired by at the minute is Argas. He did a lot of pin-up drawings, and one of the main things about his work, or at least that I found, was that his work really did focus on the women he was drawing. Even the negative space around it like really accentuated the curve and the line. I wanted to use kind of a negative stereotype of women and recontextualize it for modern day, and what we women actually appreciate, having our freedom to do what we want with who we want, and we keep our company well. Golden Girl. I love the company of a supple man. That's the kind of chair I think she would have meetings with her supple men on. Well, I guess a lot of what I've mentioned is a negative stereotype, and some could say even a fetishization of women. But I'm making this for women. For women to enjoy what we enjoy. That can be just not giving a fuck, wearing sweats and not showering for 8 days. Or that can be dressing up pretty, hanging out with each other, and drinking wine and eating loads of chocolates and watching House. And that's fine. The project isn't about women being beautiful for men. It's about us choosing to be beautiful for each other. In the case of some of us, it's not a choice. Some of us are born that way, I guess, See how it's kind of got like streaky quality with the highlights. You can't really see it very well. This is going to scan very well, but this is not going to photograph well. I think I'll try next the mid-tone paper. This is just wrapping paper. I think I'll try that one first because it's quite big. And this is an old bag. Do I have enough space? Maybe if I rip it open. Ooh. Oh, look at that. Oh my god. Look at that colour. I think I know where this is from. This is what my first flowers from a boyfriend came in. And I keep all my flowers, no matter who gives them to me. But I think that's really cool that I've decided to keep it. And I also don't think I'm gonna colour it in next time. It's not bad, but this pen is pretty dry now. I mean, it stinks of alcohol. Let's try layering it, see if I get more shadow. Because it's looking kind of flat. One thing I will say is I tried to add in like space for where these girls are going to be laying and sitting, but it's kind of hard to tell at this memento in time, eh? So it does look a bit like a static couch instead of one that people are sitting on. But otherwise I'm pretty happy with that drawing, to be honest. God, I'm gonna get such flack for drawing on such shit paper. But I don't mind drawing on crap paper. I think one of the biggest turning points in my last year of education with graphics and illustration was I realised that my work is okay treated like crap. Like I will treat it like crap if I know it's for the betterment of the project. So I will just cut up drawings so it's easier for them to move on a scanner. I'll crumple shit up if I think it will look better. And sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes you can't polish a turd. But I think for young artists, when they're first getting into education in our field, it's always like, this is the most precious thing you'll make. Do not, you got to treat it like it's perfect. And that's really not true, because your work will never be perfect. And especially when you're in the developing process, it's nowhere near. You know, and 1 week's worth of work isn't going to be anywhere near the final result. So it's okay to treat your work with that respect. You know, respect can also be negative, I guess. Treat your work with the purpose it's suitable for. I think that's something I really picked up on over the summer. Yeah. I was working on a big piece of paper and my teacher came over to me and she was like, this... And I don't know why. Like, nothing she really said to me really stuck. But she was like, Megan, this is just a draft. This isn't a perfect piece of paper. And I think once that message kind of stuck, I was able to see my work for what it was. And it means a lot to some people. Some people get a lot out of it. But to me, it's always just going to be lines and experiences and places I've been. But it's just lines. You know, it's not who will see it, but it's the fact you wrote it down in the first place. It doesn't matter if it ends up being really important or not, because you experienced it. Which is why I don't get the whole, like, if you fall in the forest and there's nobody around, does anything even happen? Like, of course it happens. It happened to you. I've still got the scrape on my knee from when I fell. I guess that shows a lot about my tendency for vengeance. Or my lack of forgetting. Okay, so I think I'm getting somewhere pretty interesting with this one. That's the general shape. This is sheer enough that I can see my image underneath. And I know that I've got it in kind of the right scale and placement. Whoa, you are way too loud. Well, never loud enough. Too loud for now. Now the trouble is how am I gonna get the lightness of this? Because there's so many plush detailing. And I don't know how I'm gonna get all the... What's it, when there's a button and it's stapled into the fabric. What's that kind of upholstery called? I have no idea. This is gonna look like such a hot mess. God. I'm just using the chalk and then using the white for all the detailing. Because I think the signal is too, the ball pen might get caught in the paper. And there's a high chance it will absolutely shred it. What's that upholstery shape? Oh, it's gonna be hard to get consistent. I guess I might just give me a few less holes to work with. And hopefully it won't look too chubby. Not that there's such a thing. But just so it's vague enough. Oh, that fucking dissolves it. That's interesting. Oh, I've got like a pen of water here. Don't have to do all that shit. I have to lick it. Don't risk ruining my work. Let's make sure it's done. And I'm wondering if that's just the water sticking to the paper or if it's actually like erasing it. This is kind of what's going on, if you can see that. So these blotches here are where I've applied the paint to replicate the chair's upholstery. Now, this definitely shows I'm no draughtsman, though I might be one of these days. Draughtswoman, first draughtswoman, come on guys. It's a pretty dead art form. Even my dad was like, yeah, I haven't heard of that in a while. Being used as a full-on occupation. I guess it would just be a designer, right? Because it's all transformed, but it's not really to scale like how draughtsman drawings are done. I can't tell if it's shit or not. That usually means that it'll end up not being shit. Like, you've got to trust the process with these things. They always say trust the process. Cause you stuff I see, I just wanna cry. Come by. I think this dries really quickly as well. Let's just make sure that hasn't ruined the drawing underneath. Dang it, weren't clear. God, you really can't see anything of what I'm doing. It's so unhelpful. Go. That's a bit better. I'm sure this will fall. God, you're leaning against a Lipton bottle right now. Go, buddy. Go, buddy. Go, go, go. God, I love old furniture. I'm gonna have a house. When I have a house, I'm just gonna have a big lot of just old pieces. I'm gonna steal them all from Versailles. They'll let me in. They'll like me. The thing about these is that they're pieces that are meant to be made to have a good time on. You know, impress your guests, the people you have at dinner. And who am I putting on them? Women having face masks. You are too wet. You are too wet. You are too wet. Go, go, go. One more time. Look how look this. I'm using this quite coarse brush. I like how that's implanting on the chalk. Is implanting a word? I don't know. This will help with cleanup as well. That's good. I forgot a chair leg. Boogie! Have a little boogie, everyone. Dance break. God, it's going to be so embarrassing to look back. Oh, just me singing to myself, going, boogie, everyone! Be alone in my room. Enjoy it, everyone. Have a great time. Let's just party and love each other. Go, buddy. Go, buddy. Go, go, go. Right, stop with the detailing, Megan. Oh, actually that bit. Go. I love the stranglers. I love the stranglers. I love them. I've seen them twice now. They were meant to be at Stone Valley. Well, no, they weren't. No. Anyway, Stone Valley got cancelled. It's a ska punk festival me and my family go to every year. And it got mega fucking cancelled. And that was about 3 days before me and everyone were meant to be going. And I was going to see all some of my old mates from my first job. Because I like a bit of ska as well. We all love a bit of ska. You know what? Let's not look too shabby. Look at these more white here. I think I've lost a bit of the sketchy feel with the white, so I'm just going to go over the white pen with my chalk. And I think the chalk's helping separate the fabric from the structure of the. I think that's wood. Looks like a wood. There's like barely any grain on it. Oops, gotta go. My cousin's calling me. Okay, it is 2:15 a.m. I had to take a break because my friend Shiam and Loran came over. And I have finally finished the drawing and the editing. And I finally have enough for the crit tomorrow. It says, sorry you got dumped, let's Netflix and chill. I.e., we're moving on quickly. We haven't got time to waste. We need to get on with drinking, eating chocolate, and self-caring. Yeah. We apparently have a crit tomorrow. So I'm glad Shiam came over to tell me that. Hopefully I won't look so like the living dead. But hey. Wishful thinking. Alright, I need to go to bed, and there is a box of chocolates sitting there with my name on it. It's been real. It's the life of an illustration student. Not all of us can make it look this hard, so... I'm printing, y'all. So I've got my flood set up, and now I'm about to do a print. This is the first time I'm doing like squeegee printing like this. It's really fun so far. But it's finicky, and I'm on a time crunch. I gotta finish soon. Right, let's go. So I'm being quite firm because I've been struggling to get the top of the lady's head in. Like it's not appearing very much in some of the other prints, so I'm just trying to make sure I get her head in for this one. I have the crit on Monday, so hopefully I'll have something to present by then. How are we doing? Yeah, that one came out a lot better, but I'm still having issues with the head. I think this was pretty much done. But yeah, they're pretty graphic, pretty cool, pretty clean all over the place now. But yeah, they're cool. Oh, yeah. What I'm noticing though is that uneven. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Oh, right. I think I can do one more and then I've got to pack up. I'll destroy her printing room. It's gonna be like just the shoes. Sure, let's do that. When I've been done so goddamn wrong. It is quite fun using the stool here. It's like a nice sensation. This is really messy work. You know, acrylic's not that messy. Thank God I'm not using oil. That would be a fucking mess. Okay. I've got my flood, lift block, place paper, and away we fucking go, boys. I might be pressing too hard. It feels like it's really struggling against my hand. I mean, it's better than what I was doing with the roller. That was quite weird. It's just coming up really patchy. I was enjoying that. Oh, that is a much better print. Let's go. Right, you can see where this paper, the paper that I'm using for the stencil, is getting kind of wrecked. But it's I think it's coming on really well. Oh God, I'm getting ink all over it now. It's me again. Hello. So, it's been an interesting day today. Okay. So I've been in like the print workshop mostly. Yeah. But I guess I'll just show what point I'm at. I'm gonna stay behind still for like as long as I can. So this was the first one I made. She looks so scary. It's like that German film about the twins and the mum that's like not their mum. It's meant to be a face mask. Stop at all. And then she's doing her nail polish there.
I need you. So yeah, we're getting somewhere with, like, this is pretty close to what I had in my head, and I'm experimenting with how actually big she is on the page. And then we're forgetting about the face altogether and sticking with just the upper brow, but I think it's too much white up top. So I might, if I was going to go with this, I'd maybe put text here or pose it down there. I like the full-bodied ones, I think they're cute, but she looks sad when it's meant to be like those eye masks you put under. I really need some, as you can probably tell. And then this one's really cute. She's got her little nose one, and her nail file, and her fluffy shoes. And then the text. I don't know whether to do massive text, like absolutely dominate the page, or because Pin-Up Style had like really thin, just small bits. And I think thin would like really suit it because I've got this crazy background going on. And also my figures are fighting the background a little bit, but the figures aren't representative of what they're actually going to look like. So today I've been doing prints with Alison. So it's actually going to be a bit more graphic than originally intended. So I absolutely fucked up the top half there. But I love how crisp and clean it is. It's delicious. I want to eat it. You know what I mean? I just love it when something so it fits to what I think is going to happen. But yeah, screen printing was really fun. Or paper printing. So I'll probably get on with that on Monday. And I'll wait until that's done before I start my new project. Because I'd rather wait until this is done properly, then I wouldn't have to revisit before submission. I went to Tyndall's today and I bought a bunch of sketchbooks. Just because they were doing like a deal, so I was like, okay, I'll get a bunch of sketchbooks, and then I'll just have them ready for the next project. So I'm pretty much ready to go anyway. But I also got some cool crafting stuff. I was actually thinking I could use these like gemstones as the jewellery, because I was just going to draw the jewellery on, but I figured maybe it might be a bit confusing. See, I've got the white elements and I've got the clothing, which will be done in white. But then I've also got to consider the wine bottles and the chocolates. I'm like, okay, the jewellery is going to really like add too much to it. So I thought, since it's a card, sometimes they come with like little sequins on it. So I'm going to like see about using these and use them on the mock-ups, but I'll save them until I'm actually finished with the whole thing. But yeah, that's where I'm at today. I still have a lot of cards to do, but that's okay. Yeah, we'll see where we're at on Monday. But in terms of like how the drawings actually come along, I was talking to Alison, and she says I should probably have a bit of a more think about what I'm printing these on, what I'm using and how I'm doing it. Because it might be a bit aimless to just put random colour on something and print it on. But this is what I had yesterday. That's what I was working with. And so how I did this was I just cut out my shape on paper and then used a roller. But it was really hard to like, get it to go between the grooves for some reason. And Mandy recommended that I use a sponge roller, which might give me probably more even application. Yeah, that could be really good actually, because I've used foam or like sponge rollers before, just for like doing wall paint and stuff, and it's all right, yeah. But I love how some of these turned out. Like they're so scratchy and just weird looking. Like they look faded and like just out of it. Some of them are like almost static. I mean static on a TV. But this one I love because look at that. I mean, that's such a weird outline going there. It was just uncomfortable to do. But yeah, because of the amount of times I was printing, the outline was coming through from the paper. And I think these might make really good icons on the back of the card, so it's not a complete waste of work. And then these ones I use brushes. I like the stippling kind of point, almost near point or something that was happening here. But also like, what the fuck is going on with this girl? She is out of this world. My dream babe. I love how prominent these figures are. And then this one was foil. I really like the texture of this though, so I might experiment with foil printing a bit more. Like I love the texture. It's so like diamondy. Like this would look fucking rad over this. Like if this was white and then put over, it would look sick. But then again, maybe I don't have to like completely restart. Like if I just zoom into this area and then just get like her sexy like side silhouette on top. And now we're cooking. We are cooking, my guys. Oh, I should probably talk about the other thing. So this is watercolor, but I did basically a bunch of, like, you can see how shiny it is. Do you know why it's shiny? Not because it's wet, because it has sugar on it. I was like, yeah, let's just throw shit, because I knew you could do stuff with salt, so I put salt on there as well to give it this really like weird, like blurry explosion of colour. And I'm probably going to edit this to be more red, question mark. But some of the splotching is just so cool. Like, oh, I want my girls to explode like this page does. Stop talking about all the stuff I'm going to do and actually get on with starting doing it. But yeah, I'm relieved this project is almost over. And that I'll be free soon. This year's going by way too quickly. Way too quickly. I wonder where I'm going to be, like, in a few months. And I'm going to look back on this and think, I was so naive. like I feel about a year ago, or even a year before. Because I was very naive. I still am. I'm still green as anything. But hey, we'll see where we go. But Mandy says this is a good place to start. So I believe her, I guess. Hello. Today was crit day, y'all. Final crit. Today's been a pretty hectic day, to say the least, and yet I did no work. Well, I got the work ready for the crit. So I prefaced that I didn't have on my cards. Probably the biggest mistake I should have made. But I knew they'd notice, so I thought it might be better to mention it, but no, I probably should have just let them figure it out for themselves. Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. So, it was kind of a mixed bag, but I thought what my peers had to say was sometimes a bit negative. They said they preferred the work I presented in the interim crit. And my teachers were saying that I was actually doing something quite complicated when it actually would probably take a lot more time than what I was putting into it, so it's understandable why they weren't enthralled. But they said it had like a sophistication to it, so I felt very proud of that. I've got my notes here. They said it was sending this is from the group. It had mixed messages. It looked quite bloody and associated with drugs, just because of like the white pills. She thought it looked a bit like drugs, which is I could see why she thought that. The blood comment definitely. My poses were a lot more playful in the interim crit than the ones I presented in today's final crit. My composition was clumsy, according to Mr. J-Man, and the white on red on black got mixed reviews, so a bit confusing to be honest, but that's fine. The type was too big and too random, which is fair. I mean, it wasn't really meant to sit on the page the way it did. But yeah, I think some of the qualities from the first interim crit were lost during the second part of the crit. So I kind of lost a lot of what I'd originally done successfully. But on the same time, I felt like I picked and chose what I wanted to keep. I took on board a lot of comments during the interim crit, but I still went off and did the thing I wanted to do. I felt like if I tried to make everyone happy, then no one would have been happy, and I would have been miserable, even more than I am now. Can you see how happy I am? I'm just talking like a monotone prick, but that's okay. I'm just exhausted. Please excuse me. It's been an emotionally exhausting day. I got to see my dad today. He came to visit me and take some of my old work back home. We went and got lunch, and it was good to talk to him. There was a death in a family friend died recently, last Monday. Last Monday he died. Cancer, or infection and complications. And I wanted to go home for the funeral, just to be there for Dad, really. He'd known Baz since he was 16. And I would have liked to have seen other friends. But yeah, he told me the good things about Baz, which is what I needed to hear. It is really sad. I'm just really sad today. But I'll always be sad about it. It's still pretty sucky. Pretty sucky. But he got to see his old friends, and one of the friends who was there worked at a, well, didn't work at, he had a printing studio. He made like the designs that went on the side of lorries and buses, and he did print work, and he had a print workshop. And my dad showed him the video I sent him, the one from last Friday, where I was in the workshop printing my lady. I felt very proud. I'm sure he felt proud too. Anyway, they said my drawing was a mixed review. The legs, I tend to draw legs well. They said I had clearly paid attention when it came to the legs. They came out well. They're not anatomically correct, but they had a sincerity. And they were kind of semi-crude. They liked that my dialogue was playful and rude. So what I need to do that is complete my play with composition. I need to finish the prints. They liked the watercolour background. Well, the teachers did. They liked the watercolour background and the fact I played around with sugar and salt and made that a part of the drawing. So I felt good. I felt good about that. I need to work a bit on the type, and I show attention to detail. Well, I basically only have one day to work on this, so we've just been given our new brief as well, so that's going to take up the next amount of time. But hopefully I'll be able to give you one last one of these little moments together on this project, and that will be next Tuesday, if all goes to plan. Yeah, Tuesday 7th. Tuesday 7th. I'm busy actually. Oh, Tuesday 7th tomorrow. Oops. Yeah, Tuesday 14th. Tuesday 14th, I will be able to finish, hopefully with the help of Alison, if she's feeling generous. And yeah, I feel really good. I feel like I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself and my art, and my interest in printing has only grown. And I felt good about sticking to my guns, not taking on board all criticism, only criticism I agreed with. I think today, though, was my weakest presentation. I really didn't sell it. I did not sell shit. I said, please buy. Please buy. $5. But whatever. It's done now. I still have to do a bit of admin. And I have to get ready for the presentation with Mike for my dissertation. But other than that, I think I did everything I could. Could I have done more had I not been ill? Absolutely. I would have been more efficient the weeks before as well. I would have been able to. But I got through it. Compared to last year, my weakest project was sci-fi, which I got sick during as well. But unlike this year, back then I just decided I wasn't going to wait until I was better. I was going to come in. I was going to come in and try to work, and then I just couldn't. I just couldn't get anything done. So I went home, got better, tried to scrape together what I could, and I did. But this year when I got sick, I knew I needed to give my body time to heal. I didn't need to overwork myself, I would be fine. and everything was going to be okay. And it was okay. And it's still okay. It's better, if anything. But no, I loved working on this project. It was a blast. I'm excited to move on though. And yeah, I've really enjoyed our time together for this project. I'll see you in the next one.